Hey guys, this is Complex Gaming Theories with the Ultimate Five Nights at Freddy's theory. Now, before I start, I would like to tell you about my other channels. SAB Super Albert Bros, my newer plush channel, Super Albert Bros SAB, where my old plush videos were. Sorry about that, it's just the thunder and lightning. Yeah. So this is my new channel for gaming theories, and I'm about to start. Now, you're probably wondering why there's a reflection of a phone in here. It's because I have to put this picture on here. I really haven't found any editing software. I'm sorry about this. Maybe sometime in the future it'll happen, but for now on I'm just gonna have to do this. But it works too. Better than my last video that I'll probably took off by now with everything black. So yeah, anyways, this in this theory we will be explaining the whole story from what I think is true of Five Nights at Freddy's, and now that the fourth one came out, we have more information. So let's start. Now, with the release of the first game coming out, Five Nights at Freddy's, we've been given little information of what's going on. When the second game came out, we were given a little bit more information, and, well, kind of a lot more, but not as much as the fourth one gives us. So, that's when this first told us about the Purple Man and stuff. When the third game came out, we were given a little bit more information of how this monster named Springtrap is actually the Purple Man. And then, that brings us to the fourth game, where it is called the Final Chapter. Now, I will explain, but first I want to tell you about the timeline. Now, the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline, the games in the series are in the wrong order. So, it starts with the fourth one, then the second one, then the first one, then the third one. I will explain why. Now, in the fourth one, it takes place at Fredbear's Diner, which is the original Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria restaurant. Then comes the second, because that takes place right before what you think right before the Bunny Basement, but not really. But the truth is, it's because it takes place in 1987. Now, then the first one came out, and that takes place later. So that comes next. And I'll tell you why it goes along with it. Because at the end of the second one, the toy animatronics, they go crazy, and they were scrapped, and they bring the old animatronics back. Oh, sorry about that. That must have really been bad. Again, I'm sorry about that. Till I find the right software, it'll be much better. But it's worth it to hear this awesome theory. Now, anyways, in the first one, it doesn't give that much information, which is weird because the prequels give a lot. But it's, I don't know, but anyways, after that, when they fix them up, the third one comes out but it takes place 30 years later. And it's kind of when, at the end, those animatronics will either be at peace or not. Now, I'm also aware that there's no Phantom Bonnie, but there is a Phantom Mangle, and a Phantom Balloon Boy, and a Phantom Puppet. Now, I'm pretty sure you know about Freddy Chica and Foxy, but the other three, I will explain. But first, I would like to start with the fourth game. In the fourth game, which is the first game in the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline, it takes place when Fredbear's Diner was around, who we learned that Fredbear was actually Golden Freddy. Now, this is a spoiler, so okay, so if you don't want it to be spoiled, you should turn it off right now, but it's a pretty good theory. Now, at the end of the fourth one, after night 5, Golden Freddy and Springtrap are on the stage, or Fredbear. Now, this is what happens. This kid has 4 other brothers wearing masks that represent the 4 main animatronics. But they stupidly are the reason why the Bite of 87 happened. I will show you what it is. So it says 0 days until the party. I'll just adjust this. Wow, your brother is kind of a crybaby. Kind of a baby, isn't he? It's hilarious. Why don't we help him get a closer look? He will love it. No, please. Come on, guys, let's give the little man a lift. He wants to get up close and personal. No, I don't want to go. You heard the little man. He wants to get even closer. Ha ha ha. Now this is where it happens. Hey guys, I think the little man said he wants to give Fredbear a kiss. On 3. 1, 2, and they just throw his younger brother into his mouth, almost killing him. And then this is the next one. You're broken. After night 6. We are still your friends. This is what Fredbear's saying. Do you still believe that? I'm still here. I will put you back together. Now, this reveals a lot. The Bite of 87 might not even seem much to some people, but it probably reveals a lot. The animatronics are definitely innocent. As you just seen, Golden Freddy, or Fredbear, is not the true cause, and he just apologized and said he would fix him up. But that still does not explain the nightmares. That might not even be real. Those nightmares could be all in his imagination. I just don't even know, but that could be why it's called nightmares, because it's all just a nightmare. But just like the theory on maybe the security guard is the purple guy just having nightmares and that's why he can't quit his job. I think maybe that could be part of it, but if not, I have another theory, which is this theory. So, the kid was the victim. Sorry about that again. Anyways, it's worth it for the theory. But the kid is the victim. And everybody thought Jeremy Fritzscale was the victim. I thought maybe not. Maybe it was somebody else. We know about the Bite of 87 because of the first game. And that reveals the Bite of 87 and stuff, but it doesn't really tell us much, leaving people to think that Foxy was the one who caused it. But turns out it wasn't any of the animatronics' fault. It was that kid's idiot brother's fault. All 4 of them. And they could be the animatronics, and if those 4 are the animatronics, then I kind of think that they deserve it. But if they're different kids, if there are different kids that are in the animatronics, then I feel bad for them. But if those 4 kids that almost killed their own brother, if they're the animatronics that were stuffed, then I don't really feel bad for them. What they did to their brother is, there's no excuse for that. They definitely did that on purpose, and that was just so cruel. Sorry about that, but it was so cruel. And Fredbear he was sorry, and he wanted to put them back together, and saying that they were still his friends. So after that was the Bite of 87, surprisingly not even taking place, just taking place in Fredbear's Pizzeria, which could be why it was left to rot. People actually thought it would. I even thought it was. And the least expecting animatronic, that it's me, finally makes sense. Though all the animatronics say it's me in the first game at one point. Freddy flickers with his face saying it's me. So does Bonnie as the eyeless Bonnie. And also that eyeless Bonnie Easter egg says it's me. Chica, when she's in the hall, those papers say it's me. Foxy, sometimes when he leaves, it says it's me on the sign. And then Golden Freddy, at the end of his jump scare, it says it's me. But what I think for this, my theory for this, is that the other 4 animatronics are trying to take the blame because Well, if those 4 kids that caused it are in there, they kind of feel bad maybe, or they're trying to help Fredbear out not to feel bad or something. But Fredbear isn't even the cause. He didn't even do anything wrong. He actually tried to fix this. And maybe Purple Man's not the one who stuffed them. Maybe it was Fredbear. And maybe eventually that kid died. And to make him live on, maybe Fredbear stuffed him into another animatronic, which is Balloon Boy. And that jump scare of Fredbear or Golden Freddy is what I think. I always knew it was a hallucination. At first I thought it was a flashback of when the kids were stuffed, but now I know it's the flashback of the bite of 87. And then that leads us to the second game. Except for one part after the 7th night of the 4th game, the kid locks something up and says, some things must be forgotten. But nobody knows what this is. I don't even know what it is. But maybe he's just trying to forget about his brothers. And that's probably when they get stuffed. Now, this brings us on to the second game in the timeline, which is surprising, which is kind of weird, but second game. But anyways, well, I just realized the two even number games come first and the 2 odds come after, but that's probably not important. Or maybe it is. You never know. If you have a theory about this, please comment. But anyways, this brings us on to the second game. So, in the second game, it pretty much leads us to the fact that the program is there, but it actually takes place after the 4th one, which gives us a lot of information. So, in the second one, it gives us the toy animatronics, which surprisingly are like they have a mind of its own. But maybe it's just the old animatronics were a bad influence on them. But keep in mind that those old animatronics just came out of nowhere. So there's obviously another pizzeria that comes before this game. So, there's a pizzeria we still don't even know about. So, now this is the Freddy Fazbear's new and improved pizzeria. New and improved with more animatronics leads to more trouble. This game has the most animatronics. Sorry about that. 11 animatronics in this game. So, makes it kind of the hardest, but to me, the 4th one is the hardest. But that doesn't really matter right now. Anyways, what matters is, how are the toy animatronics like this? Well, the old animatronics are probably like a bad influence on the toy animatronics, and maybe just want them to get out or something. But yeah, so that's when it happens. And then Golden Freddy's jump scare, or Fredbear's jump scare. I'm just gonna call Golden Freddy Fredbear for now, okay? So yeah. And then maybe they're just trying to get him in trouble, but the thing with Phantom Mangle disproves this theory. And I will tell you when I get to the 3rd game. So, they get scrapped, and then that's when the old ones get their parts back, and leads to Five Nights at Freddy's, the first game, which is the 3rd game in the timeline. Sorry about that again. For this theory. Anyways, now before I move on to the first game, the 3rd game in the timeline, in the 4th game, there's also some Easter eggs, like the mangle in the kid's mother or sister's room. It looks like a girl room, so, but, anyways, also with those 4 brothers, I think they're all boys, which would and if they're the kids that got stuffed, this would also disprove the theory that that Freddy's a girl because of the girl laugh with Fredbear. And, well, that laugh slowed down and lowered, makes it, like, it's the same as Freddy. So, then, after that, Well, yeah. So, but the mango is mysteriously in her room. Kind of weird, right? Also, after you beat night 2, I believe, if you leave the room and then go back, you can see the purple man putting the Springtrap suit on this other guy. I don't know what that means, so it obviously has something to do with the story, but if you have any theories if you have any theories about that, please comment. Now, moving on to the first game in the series, the third game in the timeline. Now, it doesn't really give us much information except the Bite of 87 and introduces us to it. So there's not really much I can say for this game except that all the animatronics possibly try to take the blame for the Bite of 87 or something else. As also in the fourth game, in the teaser, they say, "Was it me?" And that's probably saying if those four brothers were in those suits, they're probably saying, "Is it really my fault?" Or so, yeah. And also speaking of the fourth game, there's not much to do with Plush Trap except the minigame, so that's a big, just like how they brought Balloon Boy in with no storyline, who does nothing but attracts Foxy and disables your flashlight. So, yeah, if you have a theory about Plush Trap, and there's also this cupcake that can jump scare you, if you have a theory about that, and Nightmare, who could possibly just be Fredbear, but in this other form, please comment and tell me. But now, that's all there is for the first game, the third game in the timeline, I guess. So let's just move on to the final game in the timeline for now, so far. The third game in the series. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is so much different. Not as different as the fourth one is, because that's a whole different thing. That changes everything. But the third one kind of gives you only one animatronic with phantoms. And you don't have any defenses except you have to play the audio. Sorry again. You have to play the audio to keep Springtrap away, who is the purple man, because in the minigame he dies in the Springtrap suit. So, before this game, the third one came out, me and my friends had this theory that maybe Purple Man was in the Springtrap suit because it says he'll always come back, and he always does in the third game's trailer. Turns out we were right about this, which is pretty cool. We were actually right about something in there. But, anyways, now this is where the phantoms come in. Notice how there's only 3 phantom toy animatronics, and only 3 old animatronics that are phantoms. They're missing Bonnie, but the thing that replaces Phantom Bonnie is Shadow Bonnie. An Easter egg in the second game, but now, something to do with the storyline in the third game. That's kind of strange. It's also like that purple Freddy in the second game. I'm not really sure about that. That could just be like how in the third game, how in the third game there's a Shadow Freddy that you have to follow, and that could be like something with the second one, and maybe Scott pretty much knew the storyline from the beginning. Also, well, what was it? Purple Freddy, being in the third one, that's Purple Guy, obviously, and he kills you in that minigame, but also, something to do with the bite of A7 also. Well, in the second game, Old Chica actually has an 8, a hidden 8 in her mouth, or his mouth. And what I thought was maybe this 8 means like 8, like if you were eating something, so the bite of 87. But now we know that it's Fredbear who caused it, or those 4 kids, since Fredbear's innocent, but we know that it wasn't Old Chica. But that 8 could mean something else. Like, I don't know, ate some pizza or something? Sorry about that again. I don't know. But if you have a theory on that, please comment on that too. Probably spamming when I say that. But, anyways. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, another thing is how the pizzeria in the third game, that actually, well, it was burnt down, and that's how that got there, because the one from the first one got burnt down, or something, and then another one was made until it was burnt out or something. I don't know, but my theory is that the one from the first game burnt down, and then, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. It burnt down, and I don't know. But Purple Guy must have done it out of enragement from turning into Springtrap, and somehow he survived that fire, and then the next fire that takes place in the third game's pizzeria, the horror attraction. And I don't know why they'd make a horror attraction when they have a reputation of dying children in there or something, shoved in the suits, and and the fourth game just reveals a lot. Second game reveals a little bit more. The first game doesn't reveal much. Third game reveals a little bit more. And yet the fourth one is the one that comes first in the in the timeline, though it's called the final chapter, like the final piece of the mystery probably. But maybe there's something else to do with the final chapter. But I don't really know. But here's what I think would happen through the whole storyline now. This is what I think. The fourth game, the Purple Man could have been innocent, or could have sent his 4 kids to kill their own brother, and because of some stupid reason, maybe he's, like crazy or drunk or something. I don't really know. And then after that, trying to kill his kids, failing. Then it eventually happened, being stuffed into Balloon Boy, while the others were stuffed in the other 4. Well, Bonnie's something else, and then Mango. So I'll explain that in a minute. And then maybe his wife being stuffed into the puppet, their mother or something. So that's pretty much what I think would happen. And then after that, they burn the pizzeria from the first one down after, well, Springtrap does, after they stuff him into it for revenge. And then, after, that place burns down, Springtrap uses the Phantoms as an army and burns that place down. But you know what I think though about maybe there were only 4 kids, and this is not, like, this theory is probably highly disproved by a lot of stuff, but you never know, maybe those are just something else. maybe 4 children and 1 mother, while the mother was stuffed into the puppet. Well, maybe they were the ones that got killed, because there's, in the first one, the puppet's in it too, with secret posters showing the puppet, 3 of them. The same posters that can say, "It's me," and show Freddy, Chica, and Bonnie. Or Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica, you know. And if you have any theories with the fact that Bonnie's kind of the star of everything, like how in each one, in the first one, Bonnie has a running animation, and Bonnie has a running animation, and it's pretty much the main one that's shown in the trailer. The second one, everybody thought that Bonnie was the only one who was being replaced, or at least that's what I thought. And Bonnie has his face ripped off and is pretty much tortured the most out of the 4 original ones, not counting Fredbear or Springtrap. Springtrap nobody knew about yet. Also, lots of weird things have happened though. Bonnie has lots of things that they shown in the first game's trailer that hasn't happened yet, like him running down the hall, taking his head off or face off or something, just like how in the second one. I thought that there was a connection there, but who knows? I mean, maybe he can take the face off because how he was damaged in the second one, which came before. But, then, how he was kind of not really a star of the trailer in the second game, but he was pretty much the only one that people knew about that was being scrapped so far, probably, because they didn't really show any of the toys except for Toy Bonnie and Mangle, or Toy Foxy, but Mangle, it was really hidden, and at that time I thought it was a wolf, to tell you the truth, and I actually thought it was going to be a brand new animatronic. I thought it was actually going to be a wolf named Wolfie or something, you know, so, yeah. And then, well, after that, after we found out, well, my friend told me maybe the old animatronics were sent to destroy the toy animatronics for some reason. So the mask only works on, actually no, it's the other way around, where the toy animatronics were sent to destroy the old animatronics. So the mask would only work on the old animatronics, and they would not work on, they would work on all of them, but the toy animatronics would kill you if they seen you wearing it. That would be an interesting thing that would kind of make the game a little harder, or maybe a bit easier or something. But now we know that's not what happens. I kind of like that idea, though, where the toy animatronics were sent to destroy the old animatronics. If you think so, too, please comment and tell me your opinion on that. So, yeah, that's not really important, but just tell me if you think that was a pretty good idea. Another thing is that, Mangle, I can kind of see it now when I look into that same teaser for the second game. And, they don't really show teasers for the other animatronics as far as I know. And, yeah. So, yeah. That's probably just, like, one of the best Five Nights at Freddy's ideas ever, probably. But, if you think so, but to me it kind of is. But anyways, toy animatronics just go crazy because of the old animatronics being a bad influence on them. That's my opinion. So that turns out to be what it is, and I kind of like it, but, you know. Anyways, as far as I know, the only toy animatronic known to exist in the game at that time so far was Toy Bonnie. So yeah. Anyways, the third game, just, wait, there's one more thing I forgot to tell you in the second trailer, that he's the first animatronic you see. So, yeah. Okay, moving on to the third game. Now, the third game's trailer doesn't show Bonnie at all. That's what you think. But, if you think about it, Springtrap is like a Bonnie version of Golden Freddy, so Golden Bonnie, or like a Fredbear version of Bonnie or something. Except it's called Springtrap because the suit was wearable and could be closed in with spring locks to make an endoskeleton, so it could be actually like a normal animatronic. So, but now those spring locks are so weak that if you even breathe on it, like the Purple Man did, they close in on you and kill you. So, that could have been what Purple Man was trying to do to that guy in the fourth one, when he was putting the Springtrap suit on. I don't know. That could have been when he was just a normal security guard, and he could have been fired and got, like, he could have lost his job, and they could have been going through lots of problems, and he could have just been drunk or something, and that's when it all happened. I don't know. But, anyways, sorry again, but like I said, it's worth it to hear this awesome theory that I'm almost finished with, so sadly I'm almost finished with it, so just be prepared. There is another part of this theory that will be very interesting. Okay. Now, in the third one, because Springtrap, wait, hold on, I haven't finished the Springtrap thing, the spring locks. So yeah, it's like spring locks, so it's a trap. And Springtrap is just the Golden Bonnie, so Bonnie's pretty much the main star of the third one, in a way. Then we come to the fourth one. The only jump scare you see is Nightmare Bonnie. Then we have Nightmare Bonnie's the first animatronic you see in that trailer. So that's all for that one, but that's kind of how Bonnie's pretty much the main star of the trailer. Now, before you get any theories on this, I thought something was weird too, but then until I realized, I remembered that I read that newspaper in the third one at the end, unblurred, and it said Scott's story about making the the Freddys Freddys series. Sorry about that again. He said that he found Bonnie the scariest, and that that he had nightmares about Bonnie, which could be a reference to the nightmares, possibly, in Nightmare Bonnie. But he had nightmares about Bonnie, like Bonnie was coming through his bedroom, I guess, and he had to close the door, but he couldn't, which meant Bonnie jammed the doors, which means he's in your office. So yeah, which means just scared him a lot. Bonnie's the one he found the scariest. And that's possibly why Bonnie's the star in this series, in the trailers. So, maybe. It seems like it's legit, but anyways. So, then, this is why, now I'm going to tell you why the animatronics go after you. It's probably why... It's probably because you know how, well, you might know how the Purple Man is, the phone guy is the Purple Man. If that's true, That's why the animatronics go after you, because they hear the voice. But if you're wondering why Springtrap and the Phantoms are not active on the first night, it's because there's a phone dude, and you have phone dude instead of phone guy. But night 2 is when, night 2 is when phone guy comes in, like the original recording of the phone guy speaking, and the phone guy is the Purple Man, and so they think you're the Purple Man and try to kill you. But, so, in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, the phone guy doesn't actually come, and because the phone guy is the purple guy, and so is Springtrap, he knows something is up. He just knows something is going on if there's another phone guy or something. That might be why. And the Phantoms just go along with it. But in the fourth one, there's no phone guy at all. My theory for this is maybe that they're after the kid because the kid might have something special with him. I mean, his friends are literally those animatronics. Though then again, I just remembered, I forgot actually about my other theory that it's all a night. Oh, sorry about that again. That it's just a nightmare. So he's just having a bad dream, and he has that feeling. Maybe he's a little psychic or something, but he just has that feeling that something is up with those animatronics. So that makes a lot of sense, though. So, anyways, yeah, that's probably it. Now, that was the best thing. That was the best thing I had to say, pretty much, kind of. But now, it's time for the other thing of why there's no Phantom Bonnie. Well, there is a Shadow Bonnie, which could take its place, but why there's a Phantom Mangle, and Balloon Boy and Puppet, the Puppet is the mother. The Balloon Boy is the kid that you play as in the fourth game. Mangle might be one of the kids, and Bonnie could just be a robot or animatronic that has the ability to think for itself. Like Mega Man. If you know about Mega Man, then you probably understand, or Mega Man X, so it's probably some kind of relation to that. But the fact that there's lots of things that tell you that Bonnie's one of the kids. So what I think is maybe the parts that were borrowed to make the toys in the second one, maybe not all parts came from like the toy, like how you would think Bonnie's parts were taken to make Toy Bonnie. Maybe, just maybe, they were getting withered and they took Bonnie's face and used those parts and arm and other parts just to make Mangle. And maybe to make Mangle. Like, maybe this is what happened. Maybe the parts were given back to them, so they have their whole soul back. But when Bonnie is probably born and we're still in Mangle, Bonnie's was taken apart the most, and most of his parts could have been in Mangle. So, but we don't know that for a fact, but it's possible that his spirit, the spirit in Bonnie could have that ability to transfer animatronic bodies, because maybe some of the parts are still in Mangle, which would be parts of his spirit, while the others, not that big parts or no parts of it, are left in their toys or any of the animatronics they use for it. And yeah. I still don't know why the toy animatronics are still in the third one, but not in the first one when the second one comes first. That could be a clue that it doesn't, but I doubt that. But, yeah. And before I end this video, I'd just like to say something. There must be a reason why. There must be some kind of reason why you get paid. You don't get paid that much for trying to survive 5 days, 6 days, or no, 5 days, no, 5 nights or 6 nights. There's no reason to get paid that much when you're trying to survive. You should be getting paid a lot. No wonder why there's only 7 nights or 6 nights. But that's it for this theory. If you have anything else that you want to add that sounds good, and sorry about that, and if you want to give me a software for this, or an app or something that will help me with this, please do. Also, please subscribe to this channel and to my other YouTube channels. Oh, and I forgot to say, Mr. Oakland Thunder is one of my YouTube channels. So SAB Super Albert Bros. SAB Super Albert Bros. My new Plus channel, while Super Albert Bros. SAB is my old one. That was the reason why I had to make a new channel, is because I couldn't get back into my old channel, and it was because I forgot my password and thought it was something else, I think. And so yeah, and then I had Mr. Oakland Thunder, my walkthrough, my YouTube channel for walkthroughs or music videos or something. Now this is Complex Gaming Theories, a YouTube channel for the epic gaming theories. Now, sorry about that again. Maybe I can make an updated video about this once I get a software for this. But this is Complex Gaming Theories with the ultimate gaming theory for Five Nights at Freddy's. Saying goodbye, and please subscribe to this channel and the others if you would like to. So that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this video and this awesome theory. Goodbye.